Bridgerton managed to take the world by storm the day it was released worldwide, and it's no surprise that the world is eagerly waiting for Season 2 of the show to air on Netflix. But fans are perhaps more eager to get answers to the questions that have been circulating the fandom for a while now. Today, we will be talking about exactly that. Here are questions that fans of the global period phenomenon Bridgerton want to be answered in the show's second season. Number 8. How exactly does Lady Whistledown gather information again? If you haven't seen Season 1 of Bridgerton yet, remember that what we will now reveal is a pretty big spoiler. By the end of last season, it was revealed after intense tension building that Genevieve Delacroix was merely a red herring, and that the elusive Lady Whistledown is none other than overlooked Penelope Featherington. So it's reasonable that due to her family's closeness with the Bridgertons and their fickle social status, Penelope is able to gather information about the happenings of the elites in town pretty easily. But even so, Lady Whistledown talks about the inner workings of high society with the experience of one who's been a part of these modest affairs for decades, which Penelope is decidedly not. And especially now that Penelope is decidedly not a part of that world anymore, how can she attend balls, for example, and find out fresh gossip there? Her family is in financial ruin, presumably so it doesn't make sense for her to be getting all of this information by working alone. Some fans expect Season 2 and the seasons after 2 to focus on how exactly Lady Whistledown gets all of this personal information that she then elusively writes about. Number 7. The kind of parent the Duke might be. One of the primary points of contention between Simon and Daphne last season was Simon's reluctance to have children due to his tenuous relationship with his own neglectful father. He believed himself incapable of being a better parent, and while that issue was ultimately resolved by the end of the season, some fans are curious. The last they saw of the family was in the last episode of Season 1, with their first child, a boy. It's a given that the second season of the show will not focus on Simon and Daphne as protagonists, but Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Sharma. Even so, fans of the couple want to see exactly how the Duke may turn out to be as a father, and to some extent, Daphne as a mother. But one single detail may make this entire question moot. Regé-Jean Page has effectively left the show, and according to reports, will not be returning in the second season. So anything we may learn of the Duke of Hastings as a father may be through Daphne's conversations regarding him. Number 6. The new Lord Featherington. As we mentioned, the Featherington family is in financial ruin after the murder of her husband, Lord Featherington. At the end of the episode, however, it is revealed who the new Lord Featherington may be. Viewers were not made privy to the information, but by the look of Lady Featherington's face, we can only imagine it wouldn't be someone pleasant. Because of traditional inheritance laws of the Regency era, the era that the show is supposed to be set in, the estate, and most, if not all, of Lord Featherington's belongings will be passed down to the closest male heir. In many cases, it would be a distant cousin or nephew who would inherit the estate, and that will most likely be the case for the Featheringtons. The main question here isn't exactly who this new heir and owner is, but what they might do to either salvage or completely vanquish the already damaged reputation of the Featherington family. Number 5. Marinas' happy ever after. A pretty big side plot in the first season of Bridgerton was Marinas. Marina Thompson, a cousin of the Featheringtons, was sent to them for a good while, and we eventually come to learn of her pregnancy out of wedlock. This, if you remember, is what makes her try to trick Colin Bridgerton into a rushed marriage. And while her act was definitely immoral, her reasons did make a certain amount of sense. She had assumed that her lover and the father of her child, Sir George Crane, had jilted her love, when in fact he had died, and so could not support her. After the scandal had been revealed, and her engagement to Colin effectively broken, much to Penelope's contentment, she had been married off after all. This was to her deceased lover's brother, Sir Philip Crane. And while Mr. Crane did the honorable thing by proposing to Marina and providing her and her unborn child a safe home of sorts, that does not automatically guarantee her happiness in the arrangement. Many viewers hope that the second season shows Marina happy in the complex arrangement she's bound to. Number 4. All the mystery surrounding Kate Sharma. The trailer of the second season leaves fans with as many questions as it does answers. The primary question is who exactly this Kate Sharma figure is and how exactly she will fit into Anthony's life. Well, in the trailer and almost all of the teasers, the two are shown precariously fighting and getting on each other's last nerve. This, although similar to the dynamic between Simon and Daphne last season, seems to be more aggressive and somehow more intense even. Fans who haven't read the books are perhaps unaware of the story being unfolded between Edwina, Kate, and the Viscount. It can be guessed from the way the Sharma sisters are dressed that they come from nobility in the world that prizes aristocracy and connections. But how will they interact with the rest of the ton, especially Kate, since her relationship with the Viscount, however tenuous, puts her on the spot and under scrutiny by the entire ton. This, of course, will probably be amplified by Lady Whistledown's inevitable interest in anyone close to the Bridgerton family. Number 3. Why do Kate and Anthony fight so much? One thing that's common in all the clips of the Viscount and Kate Sharma is the inexplicable tension that, were they given the chance, they would both probably shoot the other into outer space. But beyond this obvious mutual hatred, not much has been revealed in terms of context. Book readers, of course, may have an inkling as to why the two feel the need to interact with each other despite never seeming like they want to. We can guess that it has something to do with Kate's overprotective nature when it comes to rescuing her younger sister Edwina from the wily charms of someone as notoriously a rake as Anthony Bridgerton. We can also guess from last season's context that Anthony Bridgerton's motives for finally settling down are far from honorable. In the teaser, where the two are shown explicitly sharing words of venom in a fairly lit garden, we can guess that the two have met before, probably under bad circumstances. Fans are excited to learn the nitty-gritty details of Kate's hate-filled relationship with Viscount Bridgerton. Number 2, their romance. Even fans who haven't ever gazed at the Julia Quinn novels can probably make an educated guess that the two will probably end up together. But how they might be is the journey fans are most excited to take. Two main characters who supposedly hate each other but will end up together is a trope that has been done on the show before. In fact, it was done last season between Daphne and Simon. But there is one key difference here, amongst many smaller ones. Daphne and Simon's hatred was almost always produced by their overwhelming urge to be with one another. And once the two got to know each other more, they became amicable friends and even each other's fake lovers. But Kate and Anthony's hatred is fueled by an external force, more specifically, his insistence on marrying Kate's sister, and Kate's staunch refusal to let her sister marry someone as ill-reputed as Anthony. This season is set to be a true enemies to lovers arc, and fans could not be more excited to see how their personal romance will unfold. Number 1, will Eloise forgive Penelope? In season 1 of Bridgerton, viewers see Eloise give her all to try and figure out who the mysterious, all-knowing, ever-present Lady Whistledown was. And in her heedless attempts to uncover the secret of who the ton gossip spreader is, Eloise has been burnt many times, figuratively speaking. And no matter how smart Eloise is, she might never be the one to figure out her true identity, since she would never suspect her best friend to hide such a big thing from her. In a way, Eloise is shown envying and admiring Lady Whistledown and the freedom she possesses in her anonymity. But all this said, when the time comes that Penelope's secret is revealed, or perhaps exposed to the ton, will Eloise stand by her best friend's side? Especially after the two argued last season when Eloise was trying to uncover Lady Whistledown's identity and Penelope went off on her? Will Penelope's betrayal to Eloise be considered grand enough to be granted forgiveness? Or will this divide the two best friends irreparably? And that's all for this video. What are you most excited to learn in the newest season of Bridgerton? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to leave a like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications by pressing the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And we'll see you next time.